drive alone to nowhere slow. I'm searching for the parts of me I know you stole. You slipped away in the midnight breeze. Who knew that with a goodbye kiss that my heart would freeze? Just a shadow, just an echo, just a memory. I don't know what he's got that I don't. I just wanna call you, but I won't. And I know we moved on, but I never moved on. So I drive all night, but still the truth is none of these streets lead back to you. Yeah, I drive all night, but still the truth is none of these streets lead back to you. Will you think of me when it makes you laugh? Does it capture you the way I could in photographs? Should I shut my mouth and turn off the light and pour out something strong and drink you all tonight? But you slipped away in the midnight breeze, and you knew that goodbye kiss that my heart would freeze. In the shadow, in the echo, in the memory. I don't know what he's got that I don't. I just wanna call you, but I won't. And I know we moved on, but I never moved on. So I drive all night, but still the truth is none of these streets lead back to you. So I drive all night, but still the truth is none of these streets lead back to you. Yeah, I drive all night, but still the truth is none of these streets lead back to you.
Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome to a creative stream for content under pressure with your host, Captain Wickstrom, and riding side saddle always in this very special way, the one and only Pumpkino. How's it going, bros? Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. Mine's been kind of shitty, to be honest. It's kind of like I just have no energy today. I feel like I used to when they diagnosed me with chronic fatigue syndrome. Well, I'm glad it's working now, Initialo. When they diagnosed me with chronic fatigue syndrome, and I was just like, what I think that was the early phase of sleep apnea, where I just felt like I had no energy. Like my brain had no energy. It was foggy and tired. My body felt the same. And that's how I felt all day today. Like I went outside to try to fix my chair. I'm sitting in a different one right now, but this one's old too, and it doesn't have a the lift on this one is out too. But I tried to fix my chair by using a couple of I guess you call them, what do you call them? They're not C-clamps. They're like ducting clamps. And I did like a thick roll of tape around the base, and I put 2 duct clamps on it and made them super tight, and it didn't work. So I think the only way I can temporarily fix it would be to stick some kind of like PVC tube there and clamp that. But I couldn't find any big enough. I found plenty that were way too big, and I found plenty that were way too small, but none that were like even plausible. So a couple of things. I've just about finished. Hang on a second. I'm going to start trying to use the mouse with my Wacom to familiarize myself better with my Wacom shortcuts. I've just about finished like the countryside bit based on the reference. I think aside from some later on touch-ups, maybe some changes to the coloring, like color temperature, I think I'm gonna move on to finishing this, then cleaning up the foreground a little bit, and then the sky, and I think I'm gonna walk away from this one and call it done. I've already spent 4 streams total on this, and I don't want to keep grinding through it. Even though it's been a pretty good learning experience in many ways. I don't want to just keep doing it. So we'll switch over here. For the most part, I like how the countryside is turned out. I think it looks good. I probably want to go back and add some more bushes here just to break this up a bit, but maybe blend the colors between these two a little more so they don't stand out so much. But I'm liking it. Just needed to sure up the seat pan. You're talking about the base. Yeah, the base is a little crooked on this. That could be having something to do with it, but to be honest, the whole chair is, it's not well made. It's kind of junky. So the sooner I get a new one, the better, really. I just want a fix that'll work long enough to hold me. At the end of the day, I always knew it was a cheap chair. That's why I'm not like super raging over it. It was a $100 chair that they replaced for free when the last one went out, and it lasted about as long as the previous one. So I've gotten almost 2 years out of 2 chairs from these people. And a $110 chair is... it's almost cardboard these days. The first thing that starts to go is the padding turns to like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the dry weather or something, even though it's like 35% humidity inside my house, according to my thermostat over there. The first thing that happens is the fake leather starts cracking off, and then the chairs start to lose, I don't know, they start to lose their integrity, their structural integrity, and they start tilting. And then the lift fails. And it's like it all happens kind of in a sequence. But anyway, I think that if I get tired of this and I still want to do some art, maybe we'll look at doing a new shirt design, because I did hint to you guys that I want to do a new shirt design, and I want to do kind of like a summer themed Pumpkino shirt, you know, like maybe Pumpkino on a towel or something by a beach, you know, not like a full image like a vista, but like kind of like a sketchy cutout of like a beachside Pumpkino. Maybe maybe with like some of that zinc, you know, the zinc oxide over his nose and something, make him look like he's getting ready to go swimming. It's just a thought. I might not do it. It depends on if you guys like the idea of a shirt like that, because ultimately, aside from me, the only other people that will be buying it will be you guys. So it might as well be a little focus grouped anyway. I mean, I always go my own way in decisions, but that doesn't mean that I don't listen to what you guys say. It's just, you know, I have a right to say, no, I'm not going to do things that way. I mean, everybody has that right. But I wouldn't want you guys to ever mistake that for me just like asking you something and not having any interest in what you say. It's just, if you're like, if everybody overwhelmingly hates the idea, then obviously you don't know where you put the last shirt. If you give me your address on Discord, I'll send you another one. But the only caveat is that you have to send me a picture of you wearing it. But I'll send you a shirt. I wanted to do free shirts for all the subscribers. I really did, but I couldn't afford it. It's so expensive with, you know, I mean, we're talking like 35 active subscribers times, at the cheapest I could get it, $14 a shirt, with $6 shipping on each shirt. A little expensive. But I don't mind sending, you know, one or two out. I've already sent a couple to people. So I don't mind at all sending you one. If you're interested. Alright, I need to change this color. I like that it's in the shadow. Well, you know what? Maybe it should stay that way, because the reference photo... Let me bring up the reference photo so you can see it. You're gonna see the parts where I was pretty close and the parts where I wasn't, and I'm okay with that. Because at the end of the day, I was like questioning, how realistic do I want to make this? Because I know I'm not skilled enough to make a one-to-one copy. So should I go for ultimate realism, or should I just go for something that's got the semblance of realism with some of my own touches? And I think that's what I'm going to do ultimately, is I'm going to kind of start moving off the script now. But yeah, that whole wall is in shadow. So I think I could just safely leave it this color and add a little bit of block work here. Maybe not even total block work, but maybe just a little bit. sure it's down there far enough. I think one thing I want to do that the original doesn't is have like a little bit of highlight here where it's just a little brighter near this edge. And this here needs to be darker. Especially this close to the edge. Then we can, oops. And of course, if you know anybody else who normally watches the channel is lurking around, let them know I am streaming some creative right now. I would appreciate it. I don't think people have gotten over the shock of me doing something somewhere else other than Twitch yet. And I get it. I know some people aren't gonna watch, but those are the people that I don't think ever really wanted to see creative. And that's okay. This isn't for them. This is for those of you who do. I really should have divided up the layers more. In fact, I think what I might do is cut this wall portion off and make it a separate layer, like at least here, so when I'm drawing this part, if I cut down a little bit, I'm not interfering with it. That's one of my blind spots, is that I don't think very far ahead when I'm doing these, and I never had to use layering growing up doing my art. It was never a thing, so I've never really gotten into it, and more's the pity because it does make things easier. It really does. I just wish I knew how to do like a line-based selection area, because that would be huge. Like, see how this is? How do I do like a line-based selection with Manga Studio? Because this is really tough to get like a straight line across. Let me see if there's an instruction on that. I think I looked before and I didn't find anything. There's got to be a setting in the marquee tool. It was under a Coca-Cola shirt in the drawer. Ew. Okay, that's a gradient. I feel like I'm missing some tools on this. Let's see, auto select, move layer, decoration, text, frame border. What's that? What is frame border? What does this do? Is this what I need? I feel like that cat in the YouTube video. I don't know what that is. Okay, we've got correct line. What is that? What does correct line do? Is that for vectors? There we go. That should be it. That's exactly what I wanted. Whoa. What the hell? Okay. Control C. Control V. Wait, why won't it let me copy it? What the hell's that? Selection from layer, that's not what I want. Seems like the marquee tool. Okay. Dragging while holding down shift will allow you to create circular or a square selection. Okay. Selecting polyline. I don't think that's the marquee tool, even though it looks like it. I think they changed it. Something seems weird there. Well, this is part playing around, part figuring things out, so let's see how I can do anything with this. Shift? No. Haha. Control. What? Okay, no? Crop. Selection launcher settings. I don't see anything in here that would work. I mean, I can expand the area, but that doesn't really help. Clear outside, cut and paste, cut. Yes, there we go. There it is. Excellent. And I should do the same thing with this stuff right here. I should really make this a separate entity. I feel like in the long run it's better to divide these up than suffer. Is he saying hot girls in love? I think he is. It's actually incredibly fast. It just instantly creates it. I don't have to do anything else. It's almost like a tool. Alright. I'm gonna chop that and put that onto another layer too. Doesn't mean I have to use it, but it is a higher layer, so I can't. I don't think I can have it above the clouds, right? I think it'll be a mistake if I do. So let's do some precision deletions here. Some of the stuff around it. So I did take a big selection of it there. Hot girls and lust. Alright, there's eraser.
Dreaming about you daily, I can't get enough. I was thinking maybe we could hit it off. Don't wanna wait for you to know my name. Boy, I can give you something that she can't.
I'll give you my butt.
Maybe this is the night you
I'll give you my butt.
oh, 'cause all I know is you. Just
I'll give you my butt.
be so much more. Just got me weak in the knees. It's you. It's you. Love you. You. Love you. 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 Won't get enough. Love you, baby. I love you, baby. I love you, baby. 'Cause all I know is you. Love you, baby. I love you, baby. I love you, baby. 'Cause all I know is you. I know love 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 you. I know 'cause all I know is you. Baby, don't wanna wait for you to know my name. Boy, I can give you something that she can't. But maybe this is the night you say you know. 'Cause all I know is you. Just the thought that we might be so much more. Just got me weak in the knees. It's you.
Wait, what? Wait, how's it overlapping it? Wah, 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 wah. Which one's the one in front of it? Alright, there's you. Ugh. There we go. Should really label these. Okay. Okay, this is in front. The hell? Okay. What? Okay. A bit down a little bit. What is this one? Let's worry about that one later. Okay, that looks right. Okay, what's that shit? What is this shit? Okay, that's not anything I want. Okay, that's the layer I want right there. For now. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Bubs doesn't like SoundCloud? I don't know, maybe. What the hell happened? Something got messed up there. That whole section got chewed out. So did you see anything at E3 that looked good to you at all, Initialo? I'm streaming to a party of one tonight. I'm sure I wasn't the only one that thought that the whole idea of Fallout 76 sounds like a huge disappointment, but I don't have to play it. I mean, I'll probably look at it when it comes out, but I don't know if I'll play it. Like an empty, survival-oriented version? Nah, it's not for me. I think that whole genre's gone really stale. The whole Eve, Conan Exiles thing, it's gotten really played out already. Like, I don't know what it is anymore, but they seem determined to saturate markets to a point where, like, no game from that genre is worth even looking at. And they seem to be completely okay with that, with just saturating markets. Royale! I love how the guy said it, like a pretentious twit. You talked and we listened. Introducing Call of Duty Royale with cheese. It's like, what? I don't think too many people clamored for that, to be honest with you. Like, most people just said, you guys need to start making a decent game or stop making Call of Duty. So we listened. We made Royale. I cringed when he said that word. I was like, what? Royale. If he could have said it and sounded hammier doing it, I would have been very impressed. Why? What have they said about Beyond Good and Evil that you don't like? It sounds pretty cool to me how you can like create your own character and you can make them... It seems like, at least at the outset, that you can make them look human or like one of the anthropomorphic thingies if you want. I don't get why Jade is evil, though. It's clearly not a prequel because the hog guy recognized her. They made Shawnee a baddie. Yeah, I wonder if she's being controlled or something. Isn't her name Jade? I didn't finish the original. I played it a long time ago, but I didn't really I didn't go whole hog into it. I don't know what it was specifically that turned me off about the game either, to be honest. I like the bits. You sail around in a boat, right? That you can do like kind of limited upgrades to. That's pretty much what I remember about Beyond Good and Evil. Wasn't she teaching children in the beginning of the first game? And they got kidnapped by the bad people? You find out, like, that she used to be one of them or something, and apparently in this game she is again. So maybe they use some kind of mind control stuff to make people do their bidding. Maybe that's what it's about. I have a feeling they did that so that the player could be a generic creatable cipher, because if she had been in the game, people would have probably said, I want to play as her. That's my guess anyway. I also remember, I think the game was really buggy when I played it too. I wonder if I should install it and give it another go. Da-da-da-da. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba. I put a bunch more New Wave Retro songs on here too today. So there should be some more variety. Did they release the HD remake for PC? I don't know. Be worth looking at. I don't know if I ever played it. I think I might have tried it on PS2, but I'm not positive. It might have been a PC version. Honestly, I don't remember a lot about the game because a lot of people hyped it up for me and I played it, and I for whatever reason I didn't get into it. Maybe I would like it now, but there was just, I don't know. Maybe there was another game at the time. I do tend to allow myself to get distracted anymore. I used to be like laser focused on a game until I beat it. And now it's like, unless the game is really exceptional, I kind of just throw them away. You know, I might revisit it later, but chances are... It's like, I feel like I'm done with Kingdom Come Deliverance. I don't like the combat. It's really janky to play, and it makes it not fun for me. I mean, I would like to finish it, but I don't like the combat. I think it's got some of the worst combat I've seen. And I don't consider that an exaggeration. I genuinely think it's some of the worst combat I've seen in a game that wants to try to be realistic. I saw somebody like completely tear apart the whole realism argument. Like, he talked about how the bows aren't handled realistically like people in medieval Europe would have done. Like, he kind of rests the bow on his knuckles, and medieval bowmen used to rest the tip near the edge of their finger so that they could hold arrows in their other fingers to quickly rotate up and fire. It doesn't seem to me like, aside from visuals, they put too much thought or effort into the actual realism. Like, the combat just stinks. It just stinks. It's just really lousy. They're talking about how they're planning on doing a new update for it, and I said, how about you fix the combat first? It's horrible. Start by removing the mouse movement with the mouse gestures, for one thing. Because it's just about impossible for me to fight any kind of a serious battle in that game without the character's FOV swiping right or left while I'm trying to do a mouse gesture. Just think about it. Mouse gestures are how you aim the sword before you strike, right? Up, left, up, right, down, down, right. You move the mouse to do that, but the character's whole body also turns that way like a normal FPS. Imagine how difficult it's going to be to stay looking at your target while you're trying frantically to do the swiping. They should have done it differently, and I think one of the ways they could have done it was when you lock onto enemies, make the mouse only do the gestures and have WASD basically kite around them. That way you can't sit there and suddenly look left or right while you're trying to do a swipe on them. And then if you want to disengage, you just tap shift or something, and then you can move normally. But it is a colossal mess the way they've done it. It's not fun. It's frustrating. And they're like, well, you just have to use it more. That's not the way mechanics work in games. They aren't supposed to be suffer through it until you get better and then you like it. No, it doesn't work that way. You don't suffer through gameplay and then come to appreciate it. If the game turned you off from the very first, that's not a good approach. That's not a good first impression. Maybe I do get really good at the game later, but I will never, ever think that it's a good fight simulator, even if I get better at it, just because I don't like the way it's done. It's really janky. And it's clear they think a lot of themselves in their combat model. I mean, they really talk it up like it's the most inventive, intuitive thing ever, but it's the opposite of intuitive. It's kludgy, and I don't get it. There's always going to be the people that'll sit there and either outright lie or exaggerate and say, "Oh, well, I don't have any problem with it. You need to get good." You know, there's a couple of people that will like it and will make that comment, but most of them either haven't played the game at all, or they're just defending the game to its detriment. Like, protecting its weakest parts just because they can't bear to have any criticism. I'm sure you know of other games that are like that. So it seems like the big scuttlebutt is that they're getting rid of Rick Grimes next season on The Walking Dead. If they do, I hope Jeffrey, what's his name, steps up as Negan and takes over, because in the comics at least he kind of redeemed himself. Although I heard they killed him off in it, which is stupid. They always have to do that. But yeah, I heard he's done. Season 9 will be his last one. Doesn't mean it's true, but some of those people pay an inordinate amount of attention to things like that. If you know what I mean. I think there are people that would watch that show for 20 years. And then there's other people that rightly say, okay, the show has jumped the shark, you know. Maybe it's time to stop it. There's people, I would watch it forever, and I bet you would. Like all the people that still watch Simpsons, even though it's long since stopped being funny for me. Like, I stopped finding that funny about 6-7 years ago. Walking Dead. People are speculating right now that Rick Grimes is out in season 9. That's going to be it for him. What's weird is that the speculation is based entirely on pictures of him with the guy that I forgot what his name is, but it's the guy that played Shane in the series that is also you know, the Punisher now. Now obviously he's not going to drop a show like the Punisher to go back and do a bunch of episodes in Walking Dead when he was already killed off in The Walking Dead. Like, killed off without a doubt. Like, I saw people in YouTube like speculating maybe he put makeup on. Carl shot him in the head after he became a zombie. He's not coming back. They buried his body. So it will probably be just a flashback thing, like a retrospective for Rick. So, you know, he gets kind of like a send-off. That's my guess. That's where a lot of the comments are coming from, that they think he's leaving because they're bringing Shane back. But he's only going to be back for like a flashback scene or maybe a hallucination scene or something. I stopped watching that show a while ago anyway. What's funny is I lost interest in it at about the same time I lost interest in the comic. Around season 2 when they had their big conflict and ended up going to the prison. I started to lose interest in it at about the same time. Comic was increasingly about them just trading sexual partners and stuff, and like, I don't know, gore porn fantasy courtesy of Kirkman, and I just wasn't into it. It didn't seem like it was about them surviving. It was about him indulging in fantasies. It was like everybody was trading sexual partners, and then there was the baddie of the week in the comic that they had to deal with, and the show is mimicking that pretty closely for the most part. Like, there's a lot of similarities. They did change some things for sure, but some of them, at least, were a result of Frank Darabont leaving. When Frank Darabont was kicked out, the guy that played Dale didn't want to have anything to do with the show anymore. So a character that should have been around for much longer, they had to kill off, and that was one of the that was one of the first big original character script changes. Which was okay. If I remember right, his actual death was pretty similar, but he had sustained an injury they thought was going to be fatal, and he actually survived it and lived for quite a while longer in the comics before he ended up dying. Like, I think he lost it, got his arm bit, and they chopped it off. And he survived, but the show, since he didn't want to be in it anymore, you know, opted to make that fatal. What was her name? Also got Angela. She got an early axe because the actress was a sniveling waste of space, and the way she portrayed the character, nobody liked her. So they got a lot of pressure to kill her off, and they did. She's actually, I think they might have just killed her in the comic, but she was one of the original survivors to live all through the series, pretty much. And her and Rick ended up becoming lovers after Dale died. She was actually banging Dale. who was like 20 or 30 years older than her in the comic. She was like a super badass, of course. Super great with the gun and all that. The Michonne thing I don't think happened. Him and Michonne. It was him and Angela. But obviously with Angela dead and nobody liking her, they had to work out a new thing for him. In a dream, snack eater. Still in a dream, snack eater. Damn it. I really need to find a way to unmap that so that doesn't keep happening.
What do you want to do tonight?
I don't know, watch TV, mess around, whatever you want to do.
Mess around sounds good.
All right. Yeah. Little progress, but progress nonetheless. I think I'm gonna take a short break. And when I get back, where's the little... I hate this catch thing. You see this? This is something I really don't get about the Intuos 4. It has this like holster for the pen, but it detaches, and I don't understand why you would want to detach it, because ideally you just pull the pen out of the holster, right? But it has this little clip here that clips on the inside of it, like this. And it's supposed to hold the pen in it. And it pops out for some reason. I think it's completely dumb, but whatever. Anyway, I'll be right back in a bit. Maybe I'll switch over to Twitch. I don't know. Maybe I will switch over to Twitch. Yeah, I'll just cut the stream here, and I'll switch over to Twitch in about 5 minutes or so. So thanks for watching, whoever's out there. I appreciate it. And I'll be back in a bit.